Welcome you all to another topic at Learn IT in 5 minutes. And today's topic is what is a virtual machine. I hope you have seen my another video on what is a server. So I will suggest that before you go through this topic, try to understand what is a server so that you will have a better understanding of what is a virtual machine and how the evolution occurs. So without a further ado, let's go and talk about what is a virtual machine. So what is a virtual machine and how it is different as compared to the server, a typical physical server. Since we can't have multiple OS on a single physical server, okay, the industry kind of came up with a virtualization where there can be multiple types of operating system on top of what a physical server have an operating system. The operating system on a physical server, when I am saying physical server, it's an actual computer with CPU, memory and storage attached to it. But you can make partition or divide the resources on that server to be used for some logical virtual server, okay, which is called a virtual machine also. So what exactly is a virtual machine and how it works? Okay, so your typical server consists of these four parts. Okay, but when you come to a VM, there is something called hypervisor. Okay, which is again considered as a virtual machine monitor, which kind of gives an interaction in between your host OS and guest OS. Okay, so when I'm talking about host OS is this OS, you can see it is actually residing on this physical server. Okay, but guest OS is something which you are installing it. Okay, on top of your host OS, and the person who is logging into this machine not necessarily need to know um, which is the physical box. Okay, his entity will be limited, the resources for him will be limited to only this area. The same applies to VM2 and VM3. It could be a Windows machine, okay, host OS, and this could be a Linux machine, this could be an Unix machine, or this could be uh, any other Linux version, and any other actually applications installed on this server, on this VM. Okay, so basically these are the virtual as the name suggests, these are virtual, so these are doesn't have to be physical. You can share the resources related to CPU, memory and storage pertaining to that VM. Okay, and that is most of the time managed by the hypervisor. So that's the difference in between a virtual machine or virtual server, I will say, as compared to our physical server. So thank you all, and please stay tuned for another video, and in the meantime please subscribe and like the videos.